Hello students, welcome to EPG Part Server. I am Dr. Krishnan Kumar, Assistant Professor in Public Administration, GMN College Ambala, Kent. We will discuss the organization and function of National Development Council. The module deals with the institution of National Development Council. Its various parts deal with aspects like evolution of planned approach to development, constitution, composition and function of National Development Council. Its large part covers an assessment of the functioning of institution. Students, we shall start the module with introduction. Constitution of India 1950 has adopted a sovereign, socialist, democratic, secular and republic form of government for the country. The implication of these ideals are all inclusive and they are primarily meant to secure justice, liberty, equality and fraternity to all the citizens of the country. These ideals have been predominantly influenced by the development taken place during the course of India's freedom. The goal of Purna Swaraj, adopted by Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru at the Lahore session of 1929, stated, quoted, "We believe that it is inalienable right of the Indian people as of any other people to have freedom and to enjoy the fruits of their toil and have the necessities of life so that they may have full opportunities of growth." The British government in India has not only deprived the Indian people of their freedom but has based itself on the exploitation of the masses and has ruined India economically, politically, culturally and spiritually. We believe therefore that India must sever the British connection and attain Purna Swaraj or complete independence. The resolution on fundamental rights and national economic program adopted by Indian National Congress at Karachi session in March 1931 for the first time made apparently clear the meaning of Swaraj for the masses. It was unequivocally asserted that if exploitation of masses has to be put an end, then their real economic freedom must be part of their political freedom. The Karachi resolution greatly influenced the later political and economic program of Indian National Congress. The resolution implied inevitability of planned approach to development. The successive development manifested this approach. M. Viswaramaiah, he was a famous engineer, scholar and statesman. In his book, Planned Economy for India in 1934, presented a 10 years plan for advancing the cause of economic development of the country. The Congress Working Committee, in its meeting held at Wardha in August 1937, under the chairmanship of Jawaharlal Nehru, adopted a resolution which recommended to the Congress ministries in British India provinces, where provincial autonomy was introduced by the Government of India in 1935, to constitute an interprovincial committee of experts. This committee would deliberate upon and discuss the compelling and high priority problem being faced by the country at this time. These would be those problems whose solution would be integral part of any scheme of national reconstruction and social planning. Indian National Congress, through its resolution, finally accepted the concept of planning. However, the Congress ministries in the provinces didn't take any action on the recommendation in the coming year. Congress Working Committee in its meeting held in July 1938 under the chairmanship of Subhash Chandra Bose decided to organize a conference of provincial industrial ministers and set up a national planning committee. All India Planning Commission was to be established after this. Subhash Chandra Bose, in his presidential address at the annual conference of the Indian National Congress held at Haripura in 1938, said, quote, "Our chief national problems relating to eradication of poverty, illiteracy and disease and to scientific production and distribution can be effectively tackled only along socialistic lines. The very first thing which our future national government will have to do would be to set up a commission for drawing up a comprehensive plan of reconstruction." Subhash Chandra Bose organized the Conference of Provincial Industries Minister in October 1938. A resolution was passed in this conference. It stated, quote, "The problems such as poverty, unemployment, and of national defense, economic regeneration in general cannot be solved without industrialization. As a step towards such industrialization, a comprehensive scheme of national planning should be formulated." The All India National Planning Committee was set up in December 1938 with Jawaharlal Nehru as chairman. Subhash Chandra Bose, in his inauguration speech at the first meeting of this committee, said, "The National Planning Committee will have to tackle specific problems. It will have first to direct its attention to mother industries, that is, those industries which make the metals, heavy chemicals, machinery and tools, and communication industries like railway, telegraph, telephone, and radio. Apart from national level efforts at an individual level, several nationalists formulated economic development plans. The key ones were Bombay Plan, which was formulated by 8 distinguished industrialists and economists. Then Sriman Narayan Agarwal formulated Gandhian Plan in 1944 and M.N. Roy formulated People's Plan in 1945. The British India government constituted Planning and Development Department in August 1944. A. Dalal, an administrator and businessman who was a member of Viceroy's Executive Council, was the member in charge of this department. Its mandate was to formulate an economic reconstruction plan for India in the post-independence World War period. The department was abolished in 1946. The interim government of India, after its formation in September 1946, set up an advisory board under the chairmanship of Sri K.C. Niyogi. The Advisory Planning Board in December 1946 recommended the creation of a single compact authoritative planning organization that would be non-political body and work in advisory capacity. Economic Program Committee of the All India Congress Committee recommended in 1948 creation of Central Planning Organization. Congress Working Committee recommended in January 1950 creation of Statutory Planning Commission. Accepting the recommendations, the then President Dr. Rajendra Prasad during budget session in 1950 announced in Lok Sabha that Planning Commission would be set up. Then Finance Minister John Mathai, in his budget speech on 28 February 1950, while presenting Union Budget for the financial year 1951-52, announced that government has decided to set up a planning commission with Prime Minister as its chairman. As a follow-up measure, the Government of India, through the Cabinet Resolution of 15 March 1950 set a planning commission to formulate plan for the most effective and balanced utilization of resources of the country. The resolution stated, the planning commission will make recommendation to the cabinet. In framing its recommendation, the Commission will act in close understanding and consultation with the Ministry of Central Government and Ministry of States. The Planning Commission during the initial year of its inception recognized the utility of having a coordinating body in planning matters. The need for such a body was felt for the reason that the Constitution of India lists the matter economic and social planning in the concurrent list, and thus both central and state government have responsibility regarding planning matters. As planning in country has a democratic orientation with a decentralized approach, therefore, it is essential to closely associate the states in a plan-related affairs. The first five-year plan, 1951 to 1956, observed planning in a democratic state is a social process in which, in some part, every citizen should have the opportunity to participate. To set the pattern of future development is a task of such magnitude and significance that it should embody the impact of public opinion and needs of community. The first five-year plan in July 1951 recommended the creation of National Development Council. It remarked, in a country of the size of India, where the states have under the Constitution full autonomy within their sphere of duties, it is necessary to have a forum such as National Development Council, at which from time to time the Prime Minister of India and the Chief Minister of States can review the working of the plan and of its various aspects. Constitution and composition of National Development Council. The National Development Council was set up by a resolution issued by Cabinet Secretariat on 6 August 1952. Its formation was viewed as a marked step towards decentralized planning in India. It was created to serve three objectives. Number one, to strengthen and mobilize the effort and resources of the nation in support of the plan. Number two, to promote common economic policies in vital spheres. Number three, to ensure the balanced and rapid development of all the parts of country. These were the three objectives. The original composition of National Development Council consisted of Prime Minister as the chairman, the Chief Minister of all the states and member of Planning Commission. The first Administrative Reforms Commission in 1966 considered the machinery for planning in India. The Commission in its second report, Machinery for Planning, made recommendation regarding the composition and function of National Development Council. Accepting the recommendation, National Development Council was reconstituted on 7th October 1967 of the Government of India. The reconstituted National Development Council comprises Prime Minister as the chairperson, all Cabinet Ministers of the Union Government, Chief Minister of all the states, and Union Territories having legislatures, Administrator of other Union Territories, and member of the Planning Commission. The National Development Council may invite other Union Ministers and State Ministers to participate in its deliberations. The function of National Development Council. The Cabinet Secretariat resolution setting up the National Development Council prescribed its following functions. Number one, review the working of national plan from time to time. Number two, to consider important question of social and economic policy affecting national development. Number three, to recommend measures for the achievement of aims and targets set out in the national plan, including measures to secure the active participation and cooperation of the people, improve the efficiency of administrative service, ensure the fullest development of less advanced regions and sections of the community, and through sacrifice borne equally by all citizens, build up resources for national development. On the recommendation of First Administrative Reforms Commission, the function of National Development Council were revised by Government of India in October 1967. The revised functions alongside the original functions include the following. Number 1. To prescribe guidelines for the formulation of national plan, including assessment of resources for the plan. Number 2. To consider the national plan as formulated by Planning Commission. The resolution reconstituting and redefining the functions of National Development Council requires that the Council shall meet as often as may be necessary and at least twice in each year. It also provides the Council may appoint from time to time suitable committees or panels. The Secretary to Planning Commission act as Secretary to National Development Council as well. The Planning Commission provides administrative and other assistance to the National Development Council to enable it to perform its functions properly. An assessment of the functioning of National Development Council. The National Development Council has a notable and significant role to play in the federal polity of the country. It is an apex body in the country for deliberating upon and taking decisions on the development-related issues and matters so that all-round progress of the country can be achieved through planned development. It acts as a link between Union Government, Planning Commission and state governments. It provides advice from time to time at the plan formulation stage. After the Planning Commission formulates the national plan, it is considered and approved by the Union Cabinet, and then it comes to National Development Council for consideration. Only when the National Development Council approves the national plan, it is presented to the Parliament for approval. The working of National Development Council ensures that the planning system adopts a national perspective and achieves national unanimity on important development policy matters. Though the National Development Council is an extra-constitutional and non-statutory body, yet in practice it has been able to produce a remarkable impact on the planning system of the country as a whole. The body has a differential position and its recommendations are considered worthy of being adopted by union and state governments. The subcommittee of the National Development Council further enhance its role effectiveness as the report at times contain many constructive and valuable recommendations regarding the role of National Development Council versus Planning Commission. The Sakaria Commission in its report in 1988 on center-state relation has observed, quote, the Planning Commission has been performing a dual role as besides advising and participating in the planning functions of union ministries, it has also been advising the states and coordinating their plans. Its tasks are overseen by National Development Council. This arrangement has well ensured our planning needs. It is pertinent to note that while Planning Commission functions as an advisory body, it is National Development Council that takes all the final decisions. The size and content of the plan, the objective and strategy are all decided by National Development Council, which is the highest political body at the national level. Weaknesses of the National Development Council. Although National Development Council is an apex body for developing a national level consensus on planning and development issues, yet in actual working, several weaknesses have been noticed. These weaknesses are as follows. Number 1. Irregular meetings. The meeting of National Development Council have not been held on the regular basis, and their frequency is insufficient. So far, 57 meetings of the Council have taken place. The last one was held on 27 December 2012 to consider the draft 12th five-year plan. There has been considerable time lag between its meetings. The table shows that the meeting of the Council has remained irregular. The meetings were held annually up till 1970. In 2005 and 2006, meetings were held once in a year, and in 2007, twice in a year. There was no meeting in 2008 and 2009. From 2010 to 2012, meetings were held once in a year. No meeting had taken place in 2013, 14 and 15. Number 2. Short duration of the meetings. The duration of meeting is very short. The meeting has been held either for 2 days or for 1 day. The 1 day meetings were held in May 1955, September 55, May 58, April 60, March 82, April 86, March 88, October 90, April 93, September 93, January 1997, February 1999, September 2001, December 2002, December 2006, May 2007, December 2007, July 2010, October 2011, and December 2012. The duration is too short to engage in productive collective discussions. Number 3. Dependence on Planning Commission. The Planning Commission determines the agenda of meeting of National Development Council. The meetings of Council cannot be held unless and until the Planning Commission provides necessary assistance. Number 4. Unnecessary delays. There are delays in the circulation of agenda paper to all the concerned participants, and these have deleterious effect on meaningful discussions. Participants, particularly Chief Minister, don't get adequate time thoroughly prepare themselves and come ready with their definite and clear views regarding items included in agenda papers. Lack of discussion. The conferencing procedure adopted during meeting mostly consists of set of speeches made by chief ministers and other participants. There is very little mutual discussion on speeches made. Number 6. Political partisanship. The deliberations which take place during meetings don't contemplate upon diversity of views. Political partisanship is reflected in the course of deliberations. This prevents holding of relevant and expressive discussions. Individualistic. The National Development Council has been used often by the Chief Minister as a forum for airing their individual grievances. The mutual joint discussion on development-related principles and policy matters take a rare seat in this kind of situation. Problem of constitution of subcommittees. The National Development Council has not regularly constituted subcommittees or panel for thorough and detailed consideration of important issues. Whenever constituted, their meetings have not been consistently held. Lack of consideration of policy questions. The Sakaria Commission, in its report in 1988, has observed in its report, quote, Planning Commission doesn't always put before the Council alternative set of perspective, strategies and targets, along with assumptions made to enable it to decide among the choices available. The Council has been approving the approach paper and the draft plans, but has not been keeping track of the progress of the plan. Consideration of other policy questions affecting national development, which is one of the stated functions, has been infrequent and insufficient. Appropriation of minutes. The record of the deliberations that took place during the meeting are not kept in appropriate form. This position, the official position in this respect, has been stated by the former Deputy Chairman of Planning Commission, Sri Montek Singh Ahluwalia. Quote, Summary record of discussion of the last 50 National Development Council meeting has been an arduous process. The record in respect of earlier meetings were scattered and there was no uniformity in their form. Some of them were bound in a booklet form and some were merely stapled photocopies. Maintenance and retrieval of these records was becoming increasingly difficult. And of the Planning Commission. Recently, the existence of Planning Commission has come to an end by Cabinet Secretariat Resolution of 2nd February 2015, which came into effect on 2015 itself. The Niti Aayog has superseded the Planning Commission. A key objective of the Niti Aayog, among others, is to evolve a shared vision of national development priorities, sectors and strategies with the active involvement of states in light of national objectives, to foster cooperative federalism through structured support initiatives and mechanisms with the states on a continuous basis, and to develop mechanisms to formulate credible plans at the village level and aggregate these progressively at higher level of government. The Prime Minister is the chairperson of Niti Aayog and its governing council comprises Chief Minister of all the states and Union Territories with the legislature, the Lieutenant Governor of Union Territories. The Union Cabinet Secretary is likely to issue a resolution for transferring the power of National Development Council to Governing Council of Niti Aayog. Summing up, National Development Council is an apex body for consideration of development issues. It has continued to play a significant role in the planned development of the country since its inception. It represents a national approach to planning and holds a respectable position. However, in actual practice, some weaknesses have been observed in its working. These weaknesses are considerably influencing the planning process in the country. In the changed scenario, when the Planning Commission has ceased to exist and its place has been taken up by Niti Aayog, the Government of India is also considering to transfer the power of National Development Council to Governing Council of Niti Aayog. Thanks.